What's going on, Everly Sports? Back with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about some potential day two targets here for the New York Giants. As the New York Giants, after taking the cornerback Deonte Banks in round one, they have some big decisions to make. There's no question about it. The Giants at 57 and 89, I think, are going offensive line and wide receiver. But, of course, maybe someone like Brian Branch falls, or maybe, Trenton Simpson falls, and, they really like him, and maybe they take him, or, maybe a guy like Darnell Washington or, Michael Mayer, if they really like them, maybe they fall and the Giants decide to take them, or they could even go with a defensive lineman. We know that the Giants love to build up bulk on, in the trenches. Maybe they take an edge rusher if a good one falls, like B.J. Ojulari or Keon White. I know a lot of people like him out of Georgia Tech, but I'm going to be talking about some of the, the most likely, I would say, guys for the Giants in round 2 and 3 at 57 and 89. And I think there's some very good names here for the Giants. Of course, we all know that there are a couple guys that fell into into day two that we really didn't expect to fall into day two. Will Levis is one of them, Joey Porter Jr. I didn't think Michael Mayer or Brian Branch were going to go into round two, but some people may have thought that. And O'Cyrus Torrence, I didn't see him falling into day two. But the Giants have some decisions to make, and I'm going to be going through a couple names that the Giants should look into. One of them is Oklahoma wide receiver Marvin Mims. I think he's a really solid player. I think he's a really good wide receiver. And like I said, I think the Giants are going wide receiver and offensive line, probably interior offensive line, more than likely. I just don't. It's kind of tough because he kind of fits, in my opinion at least, right in the middle of where the Giants are, making their pick. So do they reach on him with their 57th pick, or do they hope he falls to them at 89? That remains to be seen. But the Oklahoma wide receiver Marvin Mims, I like him, and I don't know the Giants are interested on him. He ran a 4.38, so he's really fast. He's a good explosive player. He can run some really good routes, so he's an interesting one for the Giants. Jonathan Mingo, the Ole Miss wide receiver, is another really good one. 6'2", 220. He's a bigger body type of guy. He's a guy I think kind of is maybe a little bit of a reach at 57. I would be ecstatic with him at 89. I really do like Jonathan Mingo. I just don't know if he's a second-round pick. Of course, Jalin Hyatt out of Tennessee and Josh Downs out of North Carolina are still there. They're going to be long shots, though I think to get to where the Giants are picking, especially Jalin Hyatt, I think he kind of goes in the first couple picks here in the second round. I think Jalin Hyatt's a really good wide receiver. And I think these are some good names for the Giants. A lot of people are really high on these wide receivers. Cedric Tillman's another one out of Tennessee. Of course, there's the two Tennessee guys there, but I think the Giants will end up with one of these wide receivers, but of course that remains to be seen. Maybe the Giants, maybe they don't take a wide receiver with their first three picks. Maybe they take two in round 4, one in round 4, one in round 6, two in day 3. Maybe that's what they do. We'll see ultimately how things all play out. But those are the wide receiver names that I would keep an eye out for. And then, of course, the interior offensive lineman, O'Cyrus Torrence, we know how good he is. We know that he is a possibility. Minnesota's John Michael Schmitz, he's probably my favorite center. He definitely is my favorite center. And then Wisconsin's Joe Tippmann. Those are really good options for the Giants in terms of the center spot. If the Giants could land one of those guys, they automatically have a much improved offensive line, compared to a year ago. So there are a lot of good options here for the Giants. Another interesting one who I think is a reach at 57. I think would be really good at 89. Luke Weiler out of Ohio State, the interior offensive lineman, he would be really good at 89. I would not take him at 57 though. I think if the Giants are looking to go with a center or an interior offensive lineman at 57, it would have to be Torrence Schmitz or Tippmann. In my opinion, Steve Avila out of TCU is another good offensive lineman, but I think Schmitz or Tippmann, I think those are the guys the Giants kind of have zeroed in on, and we'll ultimately see how it plays out if they're even there. I think Schmitz could very well go, in the first 5 picks of day 2, so it'll be very interesting there. And then looking outside the wide receiver and center or interior offensive line, there's a couple good names at linebacker: Trent Simpson, Drew Sanders. Those are really good. Like I mentioned, Keon White out of Georgia Tech, the edge rusher. The Giants aren't afraid to bulk up in the trenches on both the D line and O line. So these are some really good names for the Giants in here in round 2 and 3 on day 2. There are some really good options. I think the Giants have a lot of options open. It'll be really interesting to see who they ultimately go with and end up taking. I'm really excited to find that all out. Making my prediction, though, I think it's going to be a wide receiver and a center at 57 and 89. That's where I kind of see this playing out. But no matter what Joe Schoen does, I'm going to trust him. He's done a tremendous job here in his first 2 seasons with the Giants. I love the Deonte Banks pick. I'm going to trust him, and I'm going to be happy with whatever he does because I know he knows what he's doing. And but I do think it'll be a wide receiver and a corner and a center in no particular order. That's the way I see it all playing out. I'll have you guys covered on whoever the Giants select. I will have a video on each player. But that's all I got in this video. You guys let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on these potential day 2 targets for the New York Giants in rounds 2 and 3. Let me know who you want. Let me know who you think the Giants are going to take. Let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. And as always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Enjoy day 2 of the draft. Stay tuned for more videos. Please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video. And as always, let's go Giants.